Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Assetto Corsa Evo. We are in the second day of early access, and yesterday I spent about 3.5 hours streaming this game, going through all the tracks, going through all of the cars, driving them in different weathers, and the game needs some help, is all that I'm going to say, and I think the focus of this game right now just solely needs to be on this early access roadmap. Let's get right into the video. So if you saw my stream yesterday, more than likely you didn't, so welcome to the channel. I had quite a few problems with this game. I tried to start a race and my wheel went crazy. Alright, here we go. Please look at my screen. I tried to jump onto different tracks and my frames would drop from 90 to 15, or even I would just kind of go through the ground when I hit some of the curbs. It was an interesting experience is the easiest way to put it. There was a couple of positives. When the game was working right, it felt pretty good. I'll say that. It felt pretty good, but we are a long ways away from me saying that this game is good by any means. We are approximately 4 to 5 years in development, and this game was unplayable for my friend, a couple of people in the stream who were chatting. They literally couldn't get the game to work. If you're going to release a game, the game needs to work. And I think that is I don't know how to really think about that. Like, the thought of releasing a game that just doesn't work for at least just operate for everybody, I just don't know if it was the best idea. And that's why I think the early access roadmap is exactly what everybody needs to be focusing on. So we're going to walk through that today. I know you've probably seen this a few times, but as of right now, I don't even know if I would suggest buying this game. It needs some help bad. So the first thing that we're going to be seeing is we're going to be getting a content drop. I would love to see a bug fix update before this content drop. As a small content creator, I don't necessarily want to play this game until there's a massive up. Yes, we're getting a content drop. We're getting 2 new cars, a new special event, and the Fuji Speedway. I just hope that we can play the Fuji Speedway because there is, out of the 5 maps that we got, I wasn't really able to play 2 of them. I could sometimes play one of them, one of those 2, but it was hit or miss. I had to have clear skies. I couldn't have any clouds in the sky or anything like that, or my frames would drop to about 15. When we go to the second early access release, once again, I don't really care about anything but the updates and the fixes to this game. My force feedback felt like, and I'm not saying that this is a bad wheel, the Logitech G29, I have one. That's what I started on. I'm playing on a direct drive wheel now. Anybody that knows the Switch, it feels very smooth, a direct drive wheel does. I felt like I went back to a Logitech G29, and to have any force feedback and to make it feel like I wasn't just grinding my steering wheel, I had to drop it all the way down pretty much where I just had no force feedback. When I did have it turned up though, the force feedback on understeer felt amazing. I loved how the tires felt. When you spin out, it was just skidding across. You can feel it in the wheel. When you're getting understeer, you could really feel it in the wheel. It felt good, but I couldn't test it long enough to get a really, really good test and like say, hey, this has a good chance. We just need some bug fixes and we need some updates to the force feedback. It's all that I'm going to say. But with the second early access, once again, 5 new cars. That's pretty exciting. The Circuit of Americas, that'll give us something, another good map to play. And then we'll have single player and custom race weekend. We're going to get new special events, replay tools, VR support, and triple screen support, step 2. I would love to see force feedback support somewhere in here. That would be what I was really looking for. But in between this time, hopefully between the first content drop and the second early release, we get a massive bug fix update and just get this thing optimized. Because once again, if you're buying a game that's been in development for 4 to 5 years, I would hope that everybody would at least be able to get the game running so you can play the game. Now, when we go to the third early access, we're getting multiplayer. It kind of looks like they are going to be dropping us more of like a description each time we get closer to the event that's coming up. So I'm hoping with multiplayer that we actually get a ranked system and not necessarily like a Forza system where I may just join into a game and play with somebody that's never really played before and just get rammed in the first corner. I would love to see some sort of ranked system come out, but we're gonna see about that because there's not really many tracks to race, and I feel like people are gonna get kind of tired of the game if we're looking at what we'll have 7 tracks by the time the multiplayer releases if there's not an additional track released in content drop 2. So once we go in, we have another content drop 3. We have no really other descriptions in these. In the 4th early access, we have the free roaming. This is probably what everybody is really waiting on. This was the #1 question I had about this game, was did free roaming release? And no, we're not getting free roaming until the summer. So we're looking at least 4 to 6 months down the road is when we're going to get free roaming. We have a long time to wait on this. And until then, we just have to race these 7 tracks. So I'm kind of nervous that this game is going to lose their player base, if I'm being completely honest. I really hope that they don't. But the free roaming is what is going to save this game, hopefully. When we go further down the road, we really don't have any more details about what's going to be dropping in the meantime until fall of 2025. So I have to sit on this game that I bought for another 10 months to receive all of these items. And I don't necessarily know why we're getting free roaming in the summer and then free roaming again in fall 2025. Am I just getting like the parking lot of Nürburgring when we're getting free roaming? We'll have to see. Hopefully it's actually not that bad. I'm just kind of curious to know why we're getting the release of free roaming twice. I mean, hopefully it'll kind of be in the same sort of scenario this, where they're just getting a lot of people to test the free roaming aspect of the game, find the glitches and everything, and then, you know, it'll be a lot better on the official release in fall 2025, but we're just going to have to see about that. So then we'll have the single and multiplayer modes. We're already getting that kind of with the single player. At the start, it wasn't great. My quick race, I literally couldn't even play it. The single player and custom race weekend, I'm assuming this is going to be like a career mode in the 2nd early access. I'm hoping it is, because this is the only reason to really play the game until the multiplayer release. We'll be getting that again, the single multiplayer modes, in Assetto Corsa Evo, the fall 2025 drop. We're getting dynamic weather. I tried out the weather yesterday. I am an iRacing player myself. The weather was nice. It looked really good. Compared to iRacing, it is it is nowhere close to iRacing's rain, in my opinion. iRacing's rain is absolutely incredible. It is amazing. Now, we have the game economy. That is something that is going to be really cool. Hopefully, we're able to buy and purchase cars and maybe even trade cars. Could we sell cars to each other? Like, could I make a custom S2000 wide body, different engine parts, and sell it to people? Are we going to be able to trade like that? Or is it just going to be me having to race on these tracks and then earn money to then upgrade my cars, and that's how it's going to be? We'll see how that goes. And then we're going to go back to the driver avatar system. I don't necessarily care about that unless we can walk around in free roam. I do not see that being the case at all, so I'm not necessarily worried about that. We have the car dealership and showroom, so this will probably be just a cool way to just kind of shop for your new cars, would be my guess. Then we have car customization. I'm really hoping that this part of the game is going to be amazing. We're just going to have to see. The car tuning is somewhat in the game. You can tune some of the race cars, and I believe you can tune most stock cars as well, but the typical car tuning for the race cars is about like you're going to have in every other game. It's not really a huge, like, game-changing thing there. Then we have VR and triple screen support and photo mode and replay gallery. We kind of already have replay gallery. I really don't see a lot of people playing this game and making a ton of content on it until this multiplayer releases. At least for me. Like, something drastically has to change in the 2nd early access for me to play single player and custom race weekend. Hopefully it unlocks some kind of career mode, but I'm a little bit nervous about it because it says single and multiplayer modes. I'm assuming that's what the fall 2025 release is going to be. I'm just really hoping that we get a single player kind of career mode so I can play this game. This was just my general thoughts about early access roadmap and just kind of my experience so far with this game. So I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe because I'm going to be bringing you along for some of the updates because I want this game to be good. I hope this is a game-changing game in the sim world, but right now, it's just not. It's really not. So anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next